showtime for August 13th, 2024. Another edition of Litter Media Live with the icon, Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey. And Mr. Hand 2 off to my left. There he is. He keeps relaxing further and further away, so we can't see the entire hand. We just see a few phalanges.
If you hear some boom, that's because his chair turned over again.
Which almost happened yesterday.
But it didn't.
But it was one of those, nobody saw that, did they?
It's only happened once while you guys were here.
Did your mother ever get on you about sitting on?
Oh, she
like
hates when I lean my chair back.
Is that right?
She hates it.
Amy, you better have another talk with him.
Crack that whip. Get the old yardstick out. You know, she may answer back and say, no, you boys take care of that.
He's your responsibility now. Yeah.
All right. Coming up in a moment, we got news, also sports, and this stage in history, the standard fare that we usually share with you, and it's all good news.
We hope.
We do hope it's good news. Details coming up in just a moment. But first, we'll begin with weather to see how this is going. Is it good news here?
Pretty much a rinse and repeat from yesterday. We're looking for sunshine through Thursday with the chance of rain, maybe even a thunderstorm for Friday and into Saturday morning. Highs 80 today, mid-80s the rest of the week. And I didn't get out to see the meteors last night. I don't know if anybody had any success seeing them or not.
I didn't even think to look.
Yeah. I think the peak, they said, was late Sunday night, if you could see them, and then into Monday morning. But they were still talking about it last night. So.
I missed all that for some reason.
Yeah, you see one meteor, you've seen them all. Unless it's Halley's Comet or something like that.
The one that you don't want to see is one that's coming right at you and it's like, ah! Running for the hills won't do you any good.
T-Rex probably said the same thing. You see one meteor, you've seen them all. Boom.
What's that really bright?
Goodbye.
Coming up, a look at news. But first, let's tell you about our friends at Haynes Total Health Care Center. Have an appointment with them, two appointments today, physical therapy and then the adjustment again. By the way, getting a lot more of the feeling back in my left leg, finally. So happy about that. Haynes Total Health Care Center. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, it takes you to their website where you see all their doctors and all the people, the whole staff and everything, and what they do to help you. Chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutrition needs. HaynesHealth.com. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Still have people asking, what's Litter Media? What do you do? Well, if you go to our website, littermedia.com, you'll see some of the news stories we share with you on a regular basis, high school scoreboards, and more, all available now at littermedia.com. And, of course, you can follow us, as you probably are already, here on Facebook, but also on YouTube and our other social media platforms of Spotify and X, formerly Twitter.
Yes, sir.
News.
Ross County Commissioners have signed off on an agreement to cut general fund property tax levies by 22% next year. That's from 3.1 mils down to 2.4, providing tax relief for Ross County citizens, totaling about $1.3 million in the year 2025. Now, earlier we had told you in a news story that this was proposed by the county auditor and treasurer. However, the county commissioners had to sign off on it to be reality. Well, they have done so this week. So good news for property taxpayers here in Ross County. Mayor Luke Feeney of Chillicothe was our special edition guest this morning. We talked about a number of things here in the city, including the paving work, the gas line replacement by Columbia Gas. That's still an ongoing procedure. But we also talked about an upcoming Department of Justice Community Forum that's scheduled for August the 28th.
A good event that has come out of a bad situation. Like you mentioned, I think it was early spring. There were some pamphlets left on vehicles, kind of Story Place area. And Department of Justice reached out to us probably about a month after that. And I think what they do is they kind of scan the airwaves, for lack of a better way of putting it, and kind of look for incidents around the country. There's sort of regional offices, and reached out to my office, and we began to have conversations about the climate in the community, sort of this incident, and the department within the Department of Justice specializes in this type of work, where they can do clinics, or they can engage the community, bring people together, educate, and that sort of thing. So we've actually been meeting with the Department of Justice for probably 2 or 3 months on a weekly or biweekly basis in a small group to talk about the needs of the community. And this event kind of came out of that. It'll be an educational event, one where people have a chance to voice their concerns, learn about what's out there, and pretty exciting, really. The Department of Justice will be there. Some people who have a lot of experience in a lot of different places with matters like these, that be able to sort of lend their expertise to a conversation.
That community event will be on August the 28th. That's a Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. at the Chillicothe Ross Public Library, Meeting Room B.
The Chillicothe branch of the American Association of University Women has announced their planning of the 60th annual used book sale, which is underway. 2024 book sale is slated to kick off Tuesday, October 1st, 4 to 7, with a first choice night. A $5 cash cover will be collected at the door and will allow shoppers the best selection of books, DVDs, CDs, puzzles, games, and more. The sale will continue Wednesday, October 2nd through Friday the 5th. And a lot more details, if you want to find out more, just find them on our story. Look for this logo. You'll see it on our website, and it'll tell you more.
Part of what they're wanting right now, though, is for used books to be donated. Yeah. And the blue barrels will be placed starting August the 19th. You'll see them in and around the community. So if you have some used books, toss them in there. Mm-hmm. But make sure they're in decent condition. Auditions will be held this week at Ohio University Lancaster's theater department, as they're looking for adults and youth age 10 and up to join the cast and crew for The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Auditions are August 14th at 6:30 p.m. and August 17th at 10 a.m. at Ohio University Lancaster's Wagner Theater.
The Ross County Suicide Prevention Coalition is conducting their annual 5K awareness run. It's coming up September 22nd. That's a Sunday. Starts at 2 p.m. inside Chillicothe's Yaktangi Park. Early entry deadline fee, $25, is September 11th. The 15th. The day of the event entry is $30, and online registration can be done through tristateracer.com. Well, coming up shortly, it'll be the Sand in the Streets volleyball event coming up on August 24th. But before them, they got the Beach Fest going on the 23rd. And at the Beach Fest, they also have Battle on the Beach. And they've got a band who's going to be playing. They're called 20 Ride. It's America's #1 Zac Brown tribute band. So you can listen to them. And here's the cool thing. It's free.
Free.
Yes, sir.
That's me. Mm-hmm. The third annual Mike Mallow Memorial Car and Motorcycle Cruisin is this Saturday, 11 to 1 on Clinton Avenue in Washington Courthouse. I chuckled because I was at the Arts on the Square Saturday, and a gentleman came looking for this Cruisin.
Oh, really?
And I said, I think that's next weekend. Entry fee is $15 if you want to get in on it. Proceeds benefit the Central Ohio Veterans Association. You can also email for more information at sobbrally@gmail.com.
I think the Kermit Vickers car show is this weekend also. I
Haven't seen
track
anything on
information down on that. It seems like I saw something advertised about it earlier this week. The Chillicothe VAMC, that's the VA Medical Center, Wednesday, September 11th, it's the Chillicothe VA Fire Department, Building Number 9, where they'll have their special 9/11 Remembrance Day. I was there a handful of years ago when they did this, had a special speaker who was one of the first responders at the Pentagon. And so you can find not only his speech, but other speeches that were given that day on our YouTube channel. You can find that. I believe that was might have been 2019 when they had that celebration. The ceremony begins at the VA Fire Department there at 8:46 a.m. The significance, that's when the first plane struck one of the towers, followed by a memorial 5K walk, run, roll, starting at 9:03 and finishing at Building 9 Rec Hall for memorial displays and food. It's a very moving event. If you've not been there, you got to go.
Ohio Department of Natural Resources naturalist Matt Minter will be conducting a hunter education course on Saturday, September the 28th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Boater Education Center at Lake White State Park. Now, testing for that course will be the next day, Sunday the 29th, also at the Boater Education Center from 8 a.m. until noon that day.
I like the name on the card there, John Hunter.
Yes, sir. Very appropriate. Road Report takes us here in Ross County. Work for a culvert replacement on State Route 41 between Moxley Lane and Irwin Lane. That's going on now. Construction will have detours set up for US 50 and State Route 28. They hope to have that done by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
All righty. Sports on the way in just a moment. We've got a high school roundup for you, and we're throwing the marching bands in there, too. We'll explain coming up in just a moment. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. I advise you to go to our website, littermedia.com, and click on this ad anywhere you see it. It will take you to accuratehvac.com to find out more about the services that they provide. It's a wide territory here in South Central Ohio. You want to find out more? Go to littermedia.com for Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
If you have a cleanup project around your property, give Carl a call at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Remember that ghost image behind the big orange dumpster? It's not just Ross County, it's Ross and surrounding counties. That's why they call it Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Free estimates, you can get those at 253-8389.
When you first mentioned ghost image, I started looking for the ghost. I'm like, what's he seeing? What am I not seeing? But I didn't see, apparently, Fayette, Pickaway,
Yes.
Pike, and Highland, and Benton counties.
Yes, sir.
Time for sports.
High school golf last night. The SVC girls season got underway. A lot of talk about Westfall defending their championship, but in match one last night, it went to the Lady Pioneers of Zane Trace. They beat Piketon, who was second place, by one stroke, 209 to 210, at Big Beaver Golf Course down in Pike County. The defending champ, Westfall Lady Mustangs, they were 2 strokes back. Rosella Latavo of Zane Trace was match medalist with a 34. Paige Weiss, who we've been raving about the first 2 weeks of the non-conference season, she was playing but withdrew after the 6th hole. So not sure what the reasoning for that was, but I'm sure that had an impact on their total score for the day.
Teaming up for an unforgettable performance. Talking about these two bands who you think don't like each other. Well, the Ohio State University Marching Band and the Michigan Marching Band are performing a combined halftime show at Music for All Bands of America Grand National Championships. This is the vision of the group called Music for All. There'll be a catalyst to ensure that every child across America has access and opportunity to participate in active music making in their scholastic environment. And I will tell you, having been in the band when I was in elementary school, then junior high, and into high school, it was the best times of my life. We did stuff like you would not believe with our shows, the entertainment impact and all. I was looking at Waverly's marching band. They had a photo of this year's band up on their Facebook page last weekend. And I saw they only had 4 trombone players. And it took me back to my freshman year at Tays Valley. We had 160 in our band, but we only had 4 trombone players. And I remember this guy graduated before we came along. And he was a trombonist, and he says, "Man, you guys were great. You carried the band." There was only 4 of us at the time, and 2 of us were freshmen. So it's an impact. It will change your life if you have kids that are just starting to get into band play. Marching band is highly entertaining. I encourage them to do it. The Reds picked up a win last night, defeating the St. Louis Cardinals in the opener of their series, a 6-1 final over their buddy Sonny Gray. Spencer Steer went yard not once but twice. His first multi-homer game. He had 5 RBI last night. Andrew Abbott picks up the win. 2 clubs play again tonight. GABP, Hunter Green on the bump. And I don't think anybody scored against Hunter Green in the last 4 appearances, something like that.
Yeah.
I think the last time somebody scored on him was the home run he gave up at the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. So the Guardians outlasted the Cubs last night 9-8. Chicago tied the game at 8 in the 8th. But the Guards broke a tie with the next at-bat. Josh Naylor singled the score. Jose Ramirez with the winning run. And they'll play again tonight up in Cleveland.
I want to go back to when you said the best time. Missy, I think he met before he met you.
She knows my passion for the band.
Just trying to keep things okay at home.
Well, the cool thing is, and she knows this, and because most of my band friends have accepted Missy as if she went to school with us.
Okay.
And she has a better relationship with my fellow students than she did in her own schools. So, however, we live in that school district now.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right, coming up in a moment to this date in history, we hearken to what year?
1961.
61. You were here. I was in the oven.
Mm-hmm. Talking about a wall on this date.
Details coming up.
Online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more from litterpropane.com.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
This date in history, 1961.
East German soldiers began laying down barbed wire and bricks as a barrier between Soviet-controlled East Berlin and the democratic western section of the city. After World War II defeated, Germany was divided into Soviet, American, British, and French zones of occupation. Well, the city of Berlin, though technically part of the Soviet Union, was also split, with the Soviets taking the eastern part of the city. Later, on November 9th of 1989, masses of East and West Germans alike gathered at the Berlin Wall and began to climb over it and dismantle it. So it started in 61, and a date that I thought I would never see come about. In November of 89, the wall started tumbling down.
Had dinner with, or I should say lunch yesterday. Well, some people call lunch dinner, with Dave Tinner. He and his family were in Berlin just a few weeks ago, and he showed me a photo of what is still standing of that Berlin Wall. And the unique thing that I had noticed when we saw it at Ameriflora, and then the one that's now at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, there's graffiti all over on one side, and on the other side it is as dank looking as could possibly be.
Right.
So that showed the liberalism on one side and the strength of communism on the other side, I guess, in that respect. So,
stay off my wall, the East Germans were saying.
Yes. All right, that's it for today's program. No special edition tomorrow, correct?
Not that I'm aware.
All right, so we are doing things as regular, as normal here. If you miss one of these shows, you'll find them on YouTube and also in the videos page in the section there on Litter Media's Facebook page. So you'll want to check that out. And for those of you wondering what Litter Media is, peruse, take a look, and tell your friends. And tell Aaron's mother. She knows about it, but she just wants to hear that her boy is still employed.
Yes,
so,
he's still here.
Yes.
As of now.
Yes. Yes. All right, that's it for the program today. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Back at it again tomorrow with another edition of Litter Media Live.